Well, good early morning to everybody as I record this video at just before 2 a.m. I just got done with work a little bit ago. I had to go in and enter in all the the records for the start of the week for the Power Performance Index for the next week. And yeah, there's already some wicked movement going on even just after the first night because of what happened with some teams. And yeah, crazy. But what I wanted to talk about, I was at Mall of America earlier. We were at MOA a little earlier, and I noticed we were walking up. We were on second floor, I believe, and they had. And this must be a new store because the last time I was there it wasn't there, but it is now. There's an NBA store there, and I'm like, okay, there's an NBA store, and I started thinking, wait a minute, there needs to be an NHL store there. You're going to have an NBA store, you should have an NHL store also. All the teams represented, because the only NHL store that I know of is the one in New York. It's the only actual official NHL store that I know of. Excuse me. Well, of only actual brick and mortar type store. And I think they need to have one at MOA. That all the teams represented. I mean, obviously the NBA store, they had all the Minnesota Timberwolves stuff and front and center. I mean, obviously you're going to have that here in Minnesota. So I mean, you could do that. You could do something like that at an NHL store. You have all the Minnesota Wild stuff represented, but there needs to be an NHL store at Mall of America. Why the NHL has not thought of that, I don't know, but have all teams represented. I'm not talking just having the breakaway jersey. I'm talking having everything. I'm talking the premiums, the authentic pros, all 32 teams represented, all sizes. A big NHL store. This NBA store, it's huge. It is a very, very big store. And they sell shoes, they sell all kinds of stuff there. I mean, I didn't walk in, but I kind of was looking around from the outside, and I'm just kind of like, oh, that goes way back there. It was a big store. It was a really big store, and it's a NBA store, and they had a lot of they had all the different teams represented, and I'm like, the NHL needs to be in this mall. The NHL needs to have a store in this mall and have all the teams represented, all tiers of the jerseys. You can have the breakaways, which I'm sorry, the breakaways are junk. I hate those. I cannot stand them. They look awful. The breakaways to me look absolutely awful. Just get rid of those, honestly. I'm perfectly fine if the breakaway jerseys just go away completely. But have the premiums, have the authentic pros, have all the teams there, have all the sizes from 42 all the way to 60. And for God's sakes, have more than just 160 in each size. That's the other thing I don't understand when it comes to the jersey manufacturing. Why in the hell are you making so many of the 42, 44, 46? You're making a ton of those, but you're only making maybe 15 to 20 of the 54, 56, 60. Why? Those sell way faster. Those sell way more. You need to make more. Why? Why is Fanatics not doing that? Why is it that they want to have abundance of these smaller sizes that basically are like youth sizes, but not make and not have the sizes that people want? People like me, people my size, my size, or even a little lighter. They want the 54s, they want the 56s, they want the 60s. They sell the most. Why don't you make them? Make more of them. I don't understand it. And that's the thing. If there is an NHL store at Mall of America, which there needs to be one, I'm telling you, Mall of America is one of the biggest malls in the entire world. I believe it's the second biggest mall. There has been talk for a number of years about adding on to it to make it the biggest mall in the world. Now, that is something that they have talked about for, I'd say, probably at least the last 4 or 5 years. It hasn't happened yet. Could it happen? It certainly could. But right now, they are the second biggest mall in the entire country, or the entire world. I believe number 1 is in Edmonton. I'm not sure I can't remember what the name of the mall is in Edmonton, but I believe that's the biggest mall in the world, is the one in Edmonton. If there's a bigger one out there, let me know. I'm not sure of one that's bigger, but if there is one, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I mean, there's been the talk of MOA wanting to become the biggest mall, but seeing that there is an NBA store in the Mall of America, there has to be an NHL store. My personal opinion, there needs to be an NHL store. You don't have to have it on the same floor as the NBA store. Put it on the first floor. If there's room. If there's room up on the third floor, put it on the third floor. Or, somewhere. There would be space to put an NHL store. Hell, you could even take the old space that was the old Sears, which, by the way, was that used to be an end cap store. It was like 3 levels. NHL store right there. Put that on one of the end caps, because there is space on the end caps where there's nothing there. There's been nothing there for years. The old Sears store, there's nothing there. There hasn't been anything since Sears went under. Put an NHL store right in there. 3 levels, 3 tiers. Shirts, hats, jerseys, pucks, autograph sticks, whatever type of apparel or merchandise you can think of that you could sell in an NHL store, you can put right there. Put an NHL store in the old Sears cap, the old Sears end cap at Mall of America, and have like I said, I believe it's 3 levels. Why not? Go for it. Let's see. An NHL store at Mall of America would be fabulous, in my opinion. But again, you have to stock all the sizes, all the teams, the new jerseys, the new stuff, all of it. You got to have all of it. And for God's sakes, again, more of the bigger sizes. You cannot it's bad enough that on the NHL site, these jerseys sell out so fast, but then you don't see them again. They don't restock them. That's the other. How are you not restocking them? This is especially when it comes to the premium jerseys. This is why it drives me nuts that they're made in Indonesia. Make them in Canada again. The old CCMs, of the 90s and 2000s. Those were Canadian made. You could get those. They were a lot easier. You didn't have to wait forever. And you didn't have to have them made all the way in a completely different, all the way over in like Asia, in Indonesia. It just, because obviously they don't make a lot. They don't make. I mean, and I know it takes time to make these, but wow, you guys, they need to. Fanatics is a big enough company. They need to get on, they need to get on the ball here and start making these sizes. Make the 60s, 50s, make more of those sizes. And the other thing that gets me here, especially when it comes to Fanatics, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place here. We are not that far away from American Thanksgiving. And there are a lot of us that have our names down on jerseys through Ben from Ben H Sports. He went through his guy, his Fanatics rep, ordered his jerseys, the however many in each size for the stock for the jerseys that he's getting. He is still waiting for them. And he was telling me he's not sure if they're actually going to show up. I'm sorry, that's pathetic. And that's not pathetic on Ben's end. That's pathetic on Fanatics' end. What are you doing? Number one, you get all the stuff to the NHL site first. That's all well and good. But then you don't restock them? You still haven't restocked any of these teams. Utah's the new Utah jersey. They're still out. The Red Wings Centennial, they're still out. They only have like 42s. They only have like a couple left of 44s, and then they're all gone. You're not restocking these. Are you even making any more of them? I don't know. Why are you not restocking them? Pittsburgh's alternate. All of the big sizes are gone. Why are they not restocked yet? What is going on here? Why in the world are you making a guy who, sells your stuff? He sells your stuff. He's very popular. A lot of people, they have, they go, they email him, they ask him, are you getting, and they ask him, are you getting this team? I'm looking for this size. And he's like, yes, I'll get, I'm getting X amount in that size. I'll put you down for it. He's still waiting for him. Why? Why is he still waiting for his stuff that he ordered 6 months ago? Because you have to order this stuff far in advance before the season started. I mean, I think he was telling me he literally has to order the stuff for the next season in like, oh God, what did he say? Like May, June? I mean, if you're talking, he has to make the order in May. So you're talking June, July, August, September, 5 months. 5 months out. I think that's the time frame that he said. Somewhere in there. It might even be April that he has to go through his guy and make the orders for the new jerseys for the next season. So you're talking 5-6 months ahead of the new season. He's got to make these orders. And here we are. We are, what, a month into the season now? About a month. Yeah, about a month. A little over a month. The NHL site, they get all their stuff. They only get like 15 to 20 of the bigger sizes, so they sell out immediately. But yet, other sellers, I mean, I'm not even sure if Cool Hockey has their stuff in yet. I think they might be advertising it, but I don't think they have their stuff in either. Why is this taking so long? Why is Fanatics taking so flippin' long? And And like Ben had said, he's at the point now, he doesn't even know if he's going to get them. And I said, are they at least trying to keep you up to date on when you're getting them? And he's like, Fanatics doesn't tell me diddly squat about what they're doing. He has no clue. They tell him they don't tell him anything. He goes and inquires about it, and they're like, which frustrates the hell out of him. It's pissing him off. Not only is it getting to his customers, because he's got customers, and and I've been one of them that's been like, oh, you heard me, and he's like, and which I know gets him uptight, because he's got so many of his customers saying, any word yet? And he's like, no, I don't know. And it's like, and it does. It frustrates the hell out of him. He gets pissed off. He gets pissy, which he has every right to be. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And there's no excuse for it. There's no reason for that. They are a big enough company. They wanted to be the big monopoly here to make all the sports apparel. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't have competition in the marketplace. Because Fanatics can just, we'll get your stuff whenever we feel like sending it to you. Not a good way to ingratiate yourself to your sellers, to the people who buy your jerseys to sell them, and not a great way to ingratiate yourself to your customer base who buy your products. Especially when you do not make the size 60s, 56s, and 54s in anything more than 15 to 20 of them, when you need to be making them in the hundreds. At least in the hundreds. Because those sell out immediately. But, I know I went off on a little bit more of a tangent there than I was planning, but I just kind of happens. But the main thing though that I wanted to make, and I'll get back to this, is that Mall of America needs to have an NHL store in it. The NHL needs to put a retail store in the Mall of America. There is room. There's end caps in the mall that they can put in an NHL store. It could be 3 floors, and they could sell a whole ton of their stuff. Of course, again, it depends on, and feature all the teams, all the jerseys. But again, Fanatics has to keep the stuff stocked, and Fanatics needs to do a way better job on keeping these stores stocked. And for crying out loud, get Ben his flipping stuff. Because there's a lot of us who love going through Ben to get these jerseys. We want them. He wants them so he can sell them to his customers, makes his customers happy, and makes him happy because, he's doing a service. He's selling product to us. Makes us happy, makes him happy, because we love going through him. He's fantastic. Get him his freaking stuff, Fanatics. Pull your head out of your backside and get him his stuff. And I'm not talking, all of a sudden have the stuff show up after the new year, because we're knocking on that door. We're getting close to the end of the calendar year here. He'd like to get his stuff, and we'd like to be able to make orders through him to get these jerseys. But again, just a couple little soapbox. There's me up on my soapbox a little bit. Gone a little longer than I planned, but again, I kind of go and I get rambling on topics, and I kind of went all over the place. But again, the NHL, they need to have a retail store in the Mall of America. The old Sears end cap would be a great spot for it. 3 levels of NHL merchandise. I mean, basically anything that you could find on the NHL site, you could sell in that store. 3 levels. It'd be amazing. It could, and it would work. It would work, I think. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think the NHL should put a retail store in the second biggest mall in the entire world? I think they should. Let me know what you guys think. And also, if you guys have any thoughts on Fanatics and, the fact that they can't seem to keep their stock in order here, let me know how you guys feel about that too in the comments. Let me know all that. Hit that like button. Only takes a second. Definitely helps out the channel. And also, by all means, please hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. I would love you if you did that. Also, hit the little notification bell, and that way you can be notified anytime future videos are uploaded. And also, let me know in the comments if you get notifications, because it seems like I go through this every so often. Let me know if you do get notifications. Let me know in the comments if you actually get notified. Let me know if you actually get notified. Because I know I've actually had this happen a couple of times to me, where I subscribe to a channel and then all of a sudden YouTube just miraculously unsubscribes me from a particular channel. And I'm like, why? So let me know in the comments too. If you subscribe and you have notifications turned on, let me know if you actually get notified. And also let me know if you are subscribed, if YouTube unsubscribed you or not. Every so often, I don't know what YouTube has against a hockey channel sometimes, but just a little experiment. Just want to see. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know all that in the comments. And again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and by all means, share the videos. Share this video. Any video from the channel that you'd like to share them with everybody that you know. That would be amazing. And yeah, so little bit of a side tangent I went into, but again, the NHL to me needs to have a retail store at the Mall of America. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, and I will see you guys later.